Hi there, this is the eventual mate on f7 trap, and it's basically a longer variation on a previously recorded trap called the f-pawn mates, and this is in the Max Lange attack. After e4 and e5, knight f3, knight c6 defends, bishop c4 and knight f6. We have the two knights defense, and white steers this into a Max Lange attack with d4 after e takes on d4. Rather than recapture, castles, and if bishop c5 defends the pawn on d4, then e5 hits the knight on f6. So black's best defense here is the counter thrust in the center d5, attacking the bishop on c4. After e takes on f6 and d takes on c4, rook e1, the rook comes into the action decisively there with a check on the e-file, and the king can slide over to f8 or the more logical looking bishop e6. Now knight g5 is played. This is the most aggressive move, I believe, immediately targeting the bishop on e6, which has to be defended not by queen takes on f6, which we've explained countless times why that's a mistake, but the theoretical book move here is queen d5. But now the knight can jump into the game with tempo. Knight c3, that's immune from capture, because if d takes on c3, then queen takes queen, because the bishop on e6 is pinned by the rook. So the queen moves over to f5, and now the knight on c3 is under attack by the pawn, so knight e4 is played. Now this is a mistake. Bishop f8, the bishop dropping back, is a natural looking mistake. It gets the bishop out of trouble while defending g7 at the same time, but better was to castle long by black, and black's doing fine. And here we have a nice little sacrificial line. Knight takes on f7. The bishop can't really capture, because then the knight will, on e4, will have a discovered attack itself then on the queen, and with a check by the rook. So after king takes on f7, knight g5, king g8. Here white can try g4 hitting the queen. And we saw in the previous trap called the f-pawn mates, queen takes on g4 is a mistake here by black. So the best move is actually queen to g6, and black just about hangs on. If though queen takes on f6, then white is winning in this beautiful combination. Rook takes on f6, that's the natural move. Now the queen has to move, but hasn't got many flight squares. Seems like the only one is back home on d8. And after queen d8, white plays queen f3, threatening an immediate mate on f7. And the only black piece who can perform the defensive duties is the black queen again. Queen has to go up to d7, and now this is a marvelous move based on the theme of interference. Rook to e7, that's a winning move. Now the threat again is queen to f7 checkmate. If, let's just say, knight takes, or let's say bishop takes on e7, that's blocking the queen's defense of f7, and white will win with queen f7 mate. So the bishop or the knight can't take the rook on e7. Well, how about queen takes on e7? Well, then the queen can get at the black king in a different way via d5, queen d5, that's check. Well, the only move here is the queen to interpose either on e6 or f7, but either way she's going to get captured, and it's going to be checkmate on the move. If queen f7, queen takes f7, that's checkmate. So that's the eventual mate on f7 trap. It's in the Max Lange attack. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.